Samantala, kasama naman po natin ngayon sa studio si Bureau of Internal Revenue Commissioner Kim Henares para pag-usapan ng ilang aspeto ng sugar tax bill at iba pang paksa na tungkol sa pangkabuhisan. Magandang hapon po, Commissioner Henares.
Magandang hapon din ho sa inyo at sa mga nanonood ho sa inyo.
Opo. Matanong ko lang po, paano po makakatulong sa koleksyon ninyo ng buwis ang panukalang dalawang tax provision kaugnay ng asukal?
Actually, I have not read the bill, no? So I cannot really tell you how it will help the government, no? What I understand, yun hong isa, yung export ng sugar, it is really to help the sugar industry kasi mas mataas ho yung presyo ng asukal ho sa labas ng bansa.
Opo.
So in that sense, kung mas malakas ho yung negosyo ng sugar mill, di mas mataas ho yung income tax ho na mababayaran nila.
Okay, I see.
The other one, I basically did not really hear what the bill was all about.
Okay. Paano po sa inyong palagay mapapalakas ang nasabing provisions ng sugar industry sa country?
Paano ho
Yung mapapalakas yung nasabing provisions?
Well, I guess the sugar industry, no, it's really a matter of market-driven circumstances, no. Kung ang presyo ho ng asukal sa mundo mas mataas, di mas mataas ho talaga yung magiging income ho ng asukal, no. Actually, the sugar naman has a lot of other uses, no. May byproduct ho yan. Like the bagas, no, they can use it to generate fuel. So there are other additional income that can be generated. Then the other thing that probably the sugar industry needs to do is to improve their capacity to produce bioethanol. No? That's we need to probably refurbish or recapitalize some sugar mills so that they can produce bioethanol. These are ethanol alcohol that has zero moisture water content. No? So for use of mixture for fuel.
For fuel, yes.
Magandang hapon po, Commissioner Henares, si Kirby po ito. Ma'am, matanong ko lang po, lipat lang po tayo ng ibang issue. Yung tungkol po sa sin tax bill, napag-usapan na po from DOH na mula nung nakausap po namin sila na dadagdagan po ng buwis ang presyo po sa sigarilyo at alak. Ma'am, gaano po kalaki yung presyo na ipapataw dito po sa mga alak at sigarilyo na ito?
Well, ang sin tax bill, no, ang additional revenue based on sa House version, additional of 31 billion. Ang epekto sa presyo ng sigarilyo, depende yan sa manufacturer, no? But the tax should increase by around 300%. Ang nilalayon ng sin tax is really, it's a health measure more than a revenue measure. Ang una-una gusto natin gawin is to discourage the poor and the young from starting to smoke. Kasi alam naman natin, pag nag-umpisa ka magsigarilyo, mahirap tanggalin yon, no? So, from the start pa lang ginagawa natin na kung pwede, huwag na silang magsigarilyo. Ngayon, kung hindi naman sila mapipigilan, at least meron tayong pangtustos sa pagpapagamot sa kanila.
Apo. Ma'am, nabanggit niyo po kanina na isa po ang issue dito ay ang pag-discourage po sa mga mahihirap na ating mga kababayan. Ma'am, kasi po nabanggit din ng DOH sa amin na from 20 pesos ngayon po na presyo ng sigarilyo, aakyat lang po ito ng 7 pesos hanggang 10 pesos. Ma'am, bakit po kaya hindi natin mas dagdagan pa yung presyo po nung pagtaas po nung may dadagdag po para mas medyo mas magmahal para na rin po sa mga kababayan natin?
Alam niyo, kung pwede lang bakit hindi, no? Kaya lang, ang pagpapasa ng isang batas, depende yan sa Kongreso, no? Sa lower house at sa Senado. At syempre, habang dinidinig nila yung batas, may mga iba-ibang posisyon, no? Meron sa tobacco farmer, meron sa manufacturer ng tobacco, meron dun sa nagbebenta ng sigarilyo. So, siguro, binabalanse rin nila yung mga interest ng iba't ibang tao, iba-ibang sektor, no? Sa totoo lang, kung pwede mas mataas, mas mabuti para hindi mag-umpisa magsigarilyo itong mahirap at mga bata.
Apo, ma'am, huling pahabol na tanong na lang po. Ma'am, tungkol po dun ulit sa sin tax bill, gaano po tututukan ng BIR itong pagtaas po ng presyo nito once na ma-aproba na po itong bill na to?
Ang BIR ho ay kami ho ay nagsusuporta ho sa Department of Finance, no, in having this bill passed. So we're giving because normally we have all the data, so we provide the data, we help in the simulation, and then ho, tinutulungan namin sagutin yung mga agam-agam ho ng mga senador at congressman tungkol sa smuggling, no. The smuggling aspect, we will be implementing the fuse on stamp or barcode by the end of this year, no. So that should help address some of the issues about the law enforcement side.
Apo. Commissioner, si Sandro Pulito, tanong ko lang po kasi kamakailan ay nagsampa kayo ng case for tax evasion laban kay dating Supreme Court Justice Renato Corona at yung anak niya, yung manugang. Nasaan na po tayo ngayong linggo at kailan po natin maasahang maresolba ang kasong ito?
We filed a tax evasion complaint in the Department of Justice. No? So, final ho namin last Thursday. Now, what the Department of Justice will do is send a copy of the complaint ho to the ex-Chief Justice. And then, they will set a hearing. So, magkakaroon ho ng presentasyon ng mga ebidensya, no, kami magpe-present ng ebidensya, sila magpe-present ng ebidensya nila. Ngayon, depende sa Department of Justice kung may probable cause, ipa-file ho nila yan sa Court of Tax Appeal.
Apo. Commissioner, kamusta naman po yung campaign nyo against these big tax evaders as of now, aside from Chief Justice Corona, yung mga iba po na siguro hindi kilala pero malalaking tax evaders, how are you faring with those po now?
Actually, when we filed the case against Chief Justice last Thursday, that was already our 124th case. No?
Wow.
And then there are around 11 cases that is already on trial with the Court of Tax Appeal. Then 70 or more cases for resolution with the Department of Justice. And then sometime 2 months ago, we secured our final conviction against a tax evader. And then another tax evader naman did not appeal his case anymore. So we have 2 cases that's final already, and there are cases where we have a conviction that are being appealed either to the Court of Tax Appeal or Supreme Court.
Okay. It's very good to hear naman po. Pero last na lang po na question, kasi may nagtatanong po, ano po yung karaniwang kalakaran sa pag-refund ng nagbabayad ng mga taxpayers? Kasi before po yung company nagsusoli nito, pero kailangan bang lakarin ngayon ng taxpayers yung sarili nilang refund? Kasi I'm aware po before, these notices were mailed to the taxpayer. How about po now? What are the procedures for the tax refund for the taxpayers po?
Well, first, you have to distinguish between refund by a employee and a non-employee. No? If it is an employee requesting for refund, they should not request it from the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Kailangan i-request nila sa employer nila. No? Kasi yung employer dapat hindi nagwi-withhold ng sobra. Ngayon, kung professional kayo or sole proprietor o nagninegosyo, when you fill up your income tax return, there's a box there that said whether you want to carry over the credit or whether you want to have a refund. When you request for a refund, normally there will be an audit, and then if you are entitled, then we will give you the amount refund that you can get. No? But like I said, sometimes this is a function of appropriation. No? Depende kung meron hong pera inappropriate ang gobyerno, saka lang ho namin talaga maibibigay in cash yun hong refund.
Sorry po, one last question na lang po. Going back to the topic about Chief Justice Corona, kung sakali pong mapatunayan na guilty nga siya for tax evasion, ano po yung mga posibleng cases na haharapin niya if he is proven guilty?
Well, we filed a case for 6 count of violation of Section 254 and 6 count of violation of Section 255 of the Internal Revenue Code. No?
Yes,
for violation of Section 254, the penalty is, I think, a fine ranging up to 50,000 plus imprisonment of 2 to 4 years for each count. No? For Section 255, the fine is a minimum of 10,000 and imprisonment of 1 to 10 years for each count also. Aside from, he is required to pay the government the deficiency taxes due government.
Okay. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo sa amin, BIR Commissioner Kim Henares.
Thank you.